Well, hello, my friends, and welcome back. I'm here with a good friend of mine, Tracy Fisher. She is the Campaign Development Manager, wanting to make sure I got that right, for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. We're going to talk about an event coming up in September. Tracy, it is so great to see you today.
Andy, it is an absolute pleasure to be on your show. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, this is a first for us. All right, so we're going to talk about Light the Night, coming up on Thursday, September 28th. But let's just first, I want to talk about the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. I think everybody is familiar with leukemia and lymphoma, but who do you serve? And let's talk just a little bit about that.
Absolutely. And just a little trick of the trade, I always say LLS,
yes,
because Leukemia and Lymphoma Society can be a mouthful, but LLS has actually been around since 1949.
Wow.
It kind of came about out of the grief and sadness of a family. A doctor and his wife lost their only son, who was a teenager, to leukemia. And they vowed that they didn't want any other family to have to go through that kind of tragedy. So it wasn't called LLS when it was first started, but LLS is actually the global leader we're the only nonprofit, the global leader in the nonprofit world for research for blood cancer. 75% of the FDA treatments that come about for blood cancer are funded by LLS. So we are a national organization, but we have a presence obviously in every state. And they used to have state chapters, but they restructured and now it's more of a regional setup. But it's an amazing organization that is doing a lot of good. Our mission obviously is to find treatments and cures for blood cancers and to improve the quality of lives of any patient and their family. And we do that through a variety of ways. At the core, we're a research organization, but we also have a lot of patient services. So if somebody receives a blood cancer diagnosis, they can call LLS and kind of be hooked up one-on-one with a patient advocate, somebody that they can ask any specific questions to, get a lot of resources and tools and that type of thing, and a lot of different financial assistance as well for someone with blood cancer diagnosis.
Let me ask you this. Is there a age that this tends to go towards, or can this happen at any time in a person's life? Anytime.
We have pediatric patients, and we have a very big initiative going on right now called Dare to Dream. LLS has committed to investing $175 million into research for pediatric leukemia, up through, grandma and grandpa. So it absolutely does not discriminate. Blood cancers do not discriminate. And so we see patients of all ages.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Well, okay. So let's talk about Light the Night. I have attended this event a few times. First of all, it's an amazing event. But I'm going to let you just tell those who aren't familiar with it, what is Light the Night? And they can kind of see in your background. It's a magical evening in support of LLS.
Absolutely.
and those survivors and all that. So, all right, go for it.
And I might be a little biased, but I think it really truly is a very unique event. So
yeah,
it's LLS's signature community campaign. They have two big ones that happen in Nebraska: Visionaries of the Year, which I spoke to our manager a little earlier. That happens in the summer. And then across the country in the fall, over 100 Light the Night events take place.
Wow.
And over 1 million people attend these events every year. So the one that we're holding in Omaha this year is going to be held on Thursday, September 28th at Stinson Park. That's been our venue for the last few years, and it sets up just perfectly for this event. Mm-hmm. But it truly is a community event. So we invite everyone in the community to come out in support of patients and their families and survivors. And I'm sure you feel the same way. I don't know anyone who doesn't have a loved one that is touched by cancer. So
Yeah.
it's just blood cancers, it's any type of cancer. And we make it really fun for all ages. So it's, grab the grandparents, grab the kiddos, come to the event, and it's just a really magical evening. So I can tell you a little bit about what to expect.
Sure. Absolutely.
There is a walk portion of the event, and it is a fundraising event. So while it's free to register, and you need to register to receive a lantern when you come to the event, our hope is that you'll also attempt to do a little fundraising. It's not a obviously,
or make a donate. Or make it a donation, or however you. Yeah,
absolutely. So the event starts at 5:30 in the evening, and there's a family festival that happens for about 2 hours. We have local food trucks that will be down there serving delicious eats. We have sponsors that have helped underwrite all these fun activities for the kids. So we have a really big kids glow zone with inflatable obstacle courses and clowns and face painters and just all sorts of fun activities and games for the kids. There will be a vendor village. So you'll see a whole bunch of different local vendors and sponsors that will have their own tents set up.
Yeah.
And so you go up and visit with them and find out about what they do. And some of them will bring some fun activations to the event. We always have a really fun, DJs kind of on from the main stage, doing music and making announcements and trying to reach the community. About dusk, which is about 7:30, 7:15, the MC will ask everyone to come to that big grassy area in front of the stage. And by this point, everyone there will have gone to the lantern tent and picked up their lantern.
Right.
So that's kind of the signature or the iconic symbol of Light the Night are these lanterns. There's 3 different colors. So white lanterns are being carried by anyone who is a cancer survivor or who is going through treatment for cancer.
Right. Yep.
See someone carrying a gold lantern, that's the color I carry. That is somebody who's walking or there in remembrance of someone they've lost to cancer. And then the majority will be red lanterns. And that's just everyone else, people that are there to support this community, people who are there because they want to find a cure for cancer. But everybody will bring their unlit lanterns and get kind of that grassy area. And then there's just a beautiful lantern glow ceremony.
Yeah, it is. I'm just can I ask you who are you walking? I mean, who are you walking for? I'm gonna get a little personal.
Personally, my dad. My dad. Listen, we lost him to lung cancer in 2018.
Yeah.
He's just one person in my family that I've lost to cancer. But I also have many people in my family who are survivors. I shouldn't say many, but I have some people in my family who are survivors. So obviously we want to see white lanterns. We don't want to see gold lanterns.
Right. Right.
We don't want to lose people to cancer. So our vision is obviously a world without cancer. And we feel like it's on the horizon.
Yes.
There's such cutting edge treatments, that are every week. It seems like I get an email with some new FDA approved treatment. So it's happening now. It's not something way far in the future, but,
and I'm going to say, I kind of keep glancing over this way just because I've got your website up over here, lightthenight.org, which has so much great information. And it's actually got some beautiful photos and video on it as well. There's something very magical about this event and being at it and really being a community of people who have been impacted or just also want to support. So
I love community events. This is like getting together and just feeling that energy of people coming together to lift up these families. You know what I mean? Coming together and support, and then to have it kind of an evening with a short walk and the lantern glow and you just leave with goosebumps. It's just so inspiring.
So how can people register for this? We talked a little bit about that just briefly, but
registration is free. That is something that I just really want to make sure people understand. we just encourage people to register
Right.
before.
Right. Okay.
Lanterns we need and what colors. Lightthenight.org. That is the website, lightthenight.org. And then it'll ask you to find your event. So you can put in either Omaha, Nebraska, put in your zip code, and it will pull up the Omaha specific event.
Yeah.
And it's just a really quick and easy registration process, but it'll ask you your t-shirt size and those types of things. And we would love to see 1,000 people, Andy.
Okay.
1,000 people is what we would like to see. So we've set the high bar high, but we know Omaha and Nebraskans can do it. We can rally together. So the event, honestly, I mean, it's a free event. And here's one of the best things about this year. We've added, thanks to Leader Construction, our local sponsor for this, we've added a fireworks show.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So the eve after this inspiring, lantern glow ceremony and then 3 laps around Stinson Park will all come back together for a grand finale fireworks show. I'm so excited about that. Yeah. So again, it's going to be a really special event. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, okay, everyone, I encourage you to go to lightthenight.org and come out, raise some funds, make a donation, and just be together to celebrate, survivors, to celebrate the people that have passed. I mean, this is it's a big thing. So Tracy, I just thank you so much.
On my team, I want you to come and
be
my
I will I'm there. I'm totally there. So again, Tracy, thanks so much for joining me today. And folks, don't go away. We will be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I am so excited to be here with Wendy Goldberg. She is the Executive Director of the Faith Initiative, and Eric Servion, the VP of Operations and Development, and what I now understand, all things United We Walk. Everything that goes into that, which we are going to be talking about United We Walk. But thank you so much for joining me today.
So glad to be here.
For having us.
Well, Wendy, I'm going to start with you. Let's just talk about what Faith Initiative is and who do you serve?
So Faith Initiative started a response to 9/11, what it means when people show up for and with each other. And out of a number of potlucks and picnics and opportunities for faith communities to reduce fear and improve and impact our ability to love and be kind to each other, the Faith Initiative ended in this bold experiment of co-location of a church, a mosque, a synagogue, and an interfaith center. And I'm not sure that as we did these, the co-location, we could have ever imagined how polarizing a time we would end in 2023. And to be at a place that is uncertain and chaotic, and that the headlines and sound bites are dividing us. And our history is ugly. And we have some silver lining that came out of that. And that is that the Faith Initiative is in Omaha, Nebraska, that we have the skills and the intention to build unity in our city, and that we truly believe that what others are allowing to divide them and create this silos and polarization can be changed through relationship. And one relationship at a time, we can show up for and with each other and change the narrative.
I honestly, so beautifully said. And there's so much there. I mean, you just covered like a lot of different places that was beautiful. And I think one thing, you know, when we're going to talk about United We Walk, this is the second annual, and this event coming up in September that was created from really everything you said as well. So I want to come back to you, Wendy, but we're going to go and talk about United We Walk. So Eric, it takes place on Tri-Faith Commons. I did it last year. It was freaking amazing. And what's happening this year?
Yeah, thank you for coming last year. That was our inaugural United We Walk, and now we're proud to host our second annual United We Walk, United for Inclusive Omaha. And we're doing it on Sunday, September 10th, here at the Tri-Faith Commons, right off 132nd and Pacific. And really, it's a little bit of everything. It's an open house invitation to all of Omaha, Nebraska, the region, heck, maybe one day the nation, to come to this beautiful space that is like nowhere else in the United States, the first of its kind in the world, to come and explore our commons, our beautiful 38-acre campus. We have our synagogue, the church, the mosque, the interfaith center. They'll all be open. So it'll be a perfect opportunity to see those beautiful buildings and interact with the even more beautiful people. And we'll also do a walk around the commons. So there's a ring road that kind of circles the entire campus. We'll do a walk, and then we'll end in a festival open house environment. And what I mean by that is we're going to have community fair, food trucks, culturally sensitive, of course. We'll have music and entertainment on stage, and on top of some art activities and plenty of things to do. This is a family-friendly event, and it's our gift to Omaha, and it's also an invitation and a signal that we can continue to unite in a time of division and polarization.
Yeah. And it really is a celebration, bringing people together. And I'm just looking at last year, that, you know, is it like a mile? I'm just gonna talk about the length. Is it about a mile? Okay.
1 mile exactly
Oh,
this
really?
year.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
we modified the route just a little bit, so it'll be 1 mile around the ring road, and we will have mobility devices available, golf carts, if those that need it, that just want to follow along and aren't able to really walk, we will have those available. We'll start here at the Tri-Faith Center. We'll have an opening ceremony right at 3 o'clock sharp. We'll start our opening ceremony. We'll have some words from Wendy, our grand marshals. We'll have a musical performance by the River City Mixed Chorus. And then we'll start our walk around the commons. We'll end back at the Tri-Faith Center. And that's really when the open house and the festival of it all begins.
Because as I remember last year too, you know, we were able just to go into each one of the centers, the church, the synagogue, the mosque. I mean, and that was, I mean, you just don't do that, or you don't even think about doing that. It's just such a beautiful
Exactly.
time and space to just go visit and just to visually see it. Or I know there were people in there having, you know, being able to explain or answer questions.
Mhm.
It was just a great way to learn more.
Thank you for that, because this is the opportunity to fund our work that we're doing at TriFaith, and B, come and explore the different buildings, meet the people. Just like last year, we will have volunteers that will be giving either guided tours or helping with self-guided tours of the buildings. And this is that perfect opportunity that if you've never been in a mosque or a synagogue or even a church, or you've never visited the Interfaith Center, this is that opportunity on September 10th.
Yeah. So how many people did you have last year?
So last year we had 2,500 people. This was our inaugural, Andy, and
Yeah.
we were planning for 1,000. We are
Yeah.
planning for 1,000 last year. We ended up getting 2,500. I have a really good feeling, and knock on wood, that 2,500 is going to be a floor for us this year. And people and community members, community organizations, elected officials, people from different churches and temples and synagogues, and even the other mosque in the area, they're going to be turning out for this event, and it's getting a lot of excitement.
Yeah. And I also just want to say, for me too, just walking through, you know, doing that mile walk, walking around the commons to the campus, to the area, it's a I mean, it's just beautiful. I mean, just for starters, of every taking a walk. I mean, you're in nature, but then you're in these beautiful structures and the architecture. So it's just something I'm telling you, everyone, this is to me a must do on September 10th.
Yeah.
Great.
I
Thank you
want to
for
add
that.
one thing
Yeah.
here. I think some of what I'm hearing in both of your voices is this idea of awe, and wonder and curiosity. For some people, that is expressed in their faith tradition. This is not only there, this is not an opportunity to proselytize. This is not a religious experience. This is
Right.
the opportunity to bring your curiosity and to realize that we want to uplift however people to relate to religion, that we want
Yeah.
people to come with a curious mind, and also to appreciate that doing this work to create a community that is warm and welcoming and has freedom of thought and belief costs money. And
Yeah.
the education and advocacy that we're doing to make Omaha, Nebraska and the United States a place that upholds our First Amendment is our mission.
Yeah.
And that, again, costs money. So this is our fundraiser. It's fun. It's a festival. It's exciting. You don't have to come for a plated chicken dinner. And instead, you can come and celebrate this gift to Omaha. But please think about giving a gift to Tri-Faith at the same time so that we can continue this urgent work.
Well, and let me ask you more about that, because the walk, I'm looking at your website, the walk, you can register for free. Is that correct? But
That's correct.
So how can we register for free, but then how, I'm sure, again, my screen just went black. So I'm just we can donate through the website. I mean, what
Yes.
would you like? I mean, how can we contribute?
Absolutely. That's a great question. So we want this event to be an accessible event, and that's why we have it free as a registration. Please do sign up. Let us know that you're coming.
Sure.
And we
Yeah.
also ask for if you would like to make a donation. And that is a great opportunity for you to give us that 5, 10, 25 bucks that you can chip in to support this work. Also, while you're here on the Tri-Faith Commons, we will have event t-shirts that are available for purchase. Every single one does go and support our work. And then there will be plenty of QR codes around the Commons to give you an opportunity to donate to, again, what Wendy beautifully said, this important, very, very, very urgent work.
Yeah. And I'll just say again, what you're doing is so important, and you have to support it financially. I mean, and you're making a difference in the world. I mean, that's one of the things I was going to ask you, Wendy. I mean, this being kind of the only place that exists right now, are you seeing other cities looking at this and talking to you about, hey, how can we create this where we're at? And that just ripples across, it just has this ripple effect. So you're seeing that.
I think the work that we're doing in Omaha, Nebraska, the world is watching. So we've done this bold experiment in co-location. We are developing curriculum and developing relationships, one relationship at a time. You heard me say that already once before, but it is so important that when we hear the sound bites on TV, when we watch the movie that sets us up to look at our history that has intentionally divided us, that we have to be intentional in reversing that narrative, that when we have an opportunity to walk together, to witness one day that I thought was so powerful last year, is that we had spiritual leaders who don't agree on theology. They don't agree on how religion is to be practiced, but they stood on that stage to not only memorialize those who were impacted by 9/11, which we will do again this year, but they stood shoulder to shoulder to say that in Omaha, Nebraska, our spiritual leaders care about peace and unity. And that's what we want people to feel good about attending, to come and know that, there's a lot that feels broken right this minute, but most of us are able to get along and want to get along and live in a society where we can thrive and coexist together. And so, this is an open invitation. Come join us on September 10th. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring your neighbor, and it will be better together.
Yeah, it truly
To
was.
that end, Andy,
Yep.
and to that end, just Wendy did such a good job of articulating that. Something I want to make sure we put a good fine point on is that when we invite everybody, we really do mean everyone. We mean those of the full ideological, spiritual faith spectrum, whether it's those that have no faith or religious really affiliation to those that walk many different spiritual paths, all are welcome for this event.
Yeah. I just want to say that it truly was unlike anything I've ever experienced. And some ways were subtle, and some ways not so much. It just was something that I was just so honestly honored to be a part of last year. So, and I'm looking forward to it again this year. And I mean, anything else you want to add? I'm not, it's just, this was such a great conversation, but Eric?
Tryfaith.org. That's where you go to register. If you have any questions, reach out to us, and we, put in a good word for good weather.
Yes, yeah. Good weather, but tryfaith.org, beautiful website, register for free, make a donation. But I'm glad you brought up, Eric, when we're there on the 10th, 3:00 Sunday, so much going on, but we can, contribute there. We can buy t-shirts. And I just think the unity, united we walk, I don't know, it does lift you up to like, wow, what else can we create? What is possible in this beautiful world that, is there for us? So anyway, I'm excited. So thank you both for coming on the show with me.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome.